What's the strangest law you've ever heard of? Hold that thought because we might just top it. In this wild world of ours, laws are made to maintain order and decency, but sometimes they just end up being, well, weird. We're talking about the kind of laws that make you scratch your head and wonder, why on earth would someone make that a law? Or, how did that even come into existence? Now, brace yourself for some of the most bizarre, hilarious, and downright nonsensical laws in the United States. Our first stop on this peculiar journey takes us to Quitman, Georgia. Now, you might think that in a town with a population of less than 4,000, things would be pretty calm and uneventful. Well, think again. Ever thought of catching a chicken at night? In Quitman, that's a big no-no. Yep, you heard it right. It's against the law to try and catch a chicken after the sun sets in Quitman. So if you've got any late-night poultry pursuits planned, you'd better rethink those plans. It makes you wonder, what on earth happened to make this law necessary? Was there an epic chicken chase under the moonlight? We may never know, but it's certainly a fun image to ponder. Stay tuned, because we're just getting started with these wacky laws. Ever thought of hunting whales in Utah? Well, think again. Now you might be scratching your head thinking, but Utah's landlocked, right? You'd be spot on. Despite not having a coastline in sight, Utah has a law that strictly forbids whale hunting. You've got to wonder, was someone expecting Moby Dick to pop up in the Great Salt Lake or what? It's a mystery for the ages. So all you aspiring Ahabs out there, Utah is off limits. But don't worry, there's more absurdity to come. In Oklahoma, bears breathe a sigh of relief. Yes, you heard it right. The Sooner State has a law that strictly forbids bear wrestling. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What kind of wild, woolly, and downright wrestling madness must have transpired for this law to be inked into the books? Were there audacious Oklahomans taking on grizzlies in a display of misguided machismo? We may never know. So folks, if you had plans to challenge a bear to a wrestling match in Oklahoma, you might want to reconsider. In Wisconsin, cheese is serious business. Now picture this, you're in a restaurant, you've just finished a hearty meal and you order a slice of apple pie for dessert. But oh no, there's no cheese on top. You, my friend, have just been victim to a crime. That's right, it's illegal to serve apple pie without cheese in public restaurants in Wisconsin. This isn't just cheese culture, it's cheese law. So, the next time you're in Wisconsin, remember, cheese isn't just a topping, it's a legal requirement. Next up, we're taking a trip to Alabama, where you might want to rethink your dessert plans. Believe it or not, it's illegal to carry an ice cream cone in your back pocket in Alabama. Why, you ask? Well, it's not because they're worried about you staining your pants. This law was actually made to prevent horse theft. Back in the day, people would use the sweet treat to lure horses away. Now, it's a law that provides a good chuckle when you picture someone with a melting ice cream cone in their back pocket. So folks, remember to keep your ice cream cones in your hands, not your pockets. Isn't it fun to explore these peculiar laws? Stay with us as we continue this quirky journey. Moving on from the ice cream headaches in Alabama, we're now heading west to Arizona. If you thought the ice cream law was bizarre, wait till you hear this one. In Arizona, it's illegal for donkeys to sleep in bathtubs. Yes, you heard that right. This peculiar law was made after a local dam broke, flooding a rancher's home where his donkey had become accustomed to sleeping in the bathtub. The town had to spend a lot of resources to save the donkey, and to avoid such incidents in the future, this law was put into place. Today it might sound absurd, but it's still on the books. So if you're a donkey in Arizona, you might want to find a comfy barn to sleep in instead of a bathtub. Stay tuned as we uncover more of these wacky laws from around the world. From the donkey's bathtub dilemma in Arizona, we now journey to the heart of the Midwest, Indiana. Gentlemen with mustaches, you might want to listen closely. Believe it or not, in Indiana, it's illegal for men with mustaches to habitually kiss human beings. This quirky law was originally enacted to prevent the spread of diseases. But today, in our modern context, it seems more like a comedic punchline than a serious legal mandate. However, despite how laughable it may sound, it's still on the books. So, gentlemen, if you're in Indiana and sporting a mustache, you might want to consider shaving before your next romantic date. Stay tuned as we delve into more of these amusing and peculiar laws from around the globe. Leaving the mustache mayhem behind, we now find ourselves in Ohio. Yes, you heard it right, Ohio, where the goldfish are not allowed to ride on a bus. This law was initially enacted to prevent distractions for the bus driver, but it's hard to imagine a goldfish causing a ruckus, isn't it? In today's context, this law seems more like a gag than a serious regulation. Despite its absurdity, it remains on the books. So if you're a goldfish in Ohio, you're out of luck. You'll have to find an alternative mode of transportation. Stay tuned for more strange and amusing laws from around the world. From Ohio, we now take a leap to Massachusetts, where you might want to invest in some earplugs, especially if your neighbor tends to saw logs at night. Why, you may ask? Well, believe it or not, it's actually illegal to snore with your windows open here. This law was put in place to prevent noise pollution, but today, it adds a humorous twist to the state's legal system. So folks, if you're in Massachusetts and have a snoring problem, remember to keep those windows shut. Who knew sleeping could be so legally complicated? Stay with us for more amusing laws as we continue our journey around the globe. And now, let's hop over to Connecticut, where a pickle's very identity is a matter of law. Yes, you heard that right. According to the state law, a pickle is not considered a pickle unless it bounces. This quirky law was actually put in place to ensure the quality of pickles being sold. Now, isn't that a bit of a pickle? So the next time you're in Connecticut, make sure that your pickles pass the bounce test. But do remember, not all cucumbers are created equal, and not all of them can bounce. Well, folks, that's all we have for today. Remember, laws are made for a reason, no matter how absurd they may seem. Stay tuned as we continue exploring more peculiar laws from around the world. Well, folks, that's it for our whirlwind journey through some of the wackiest, most peculiar laws in the good old US of A. We've bounced pickles, chased chickens, and wrestled with bears. Well, not literally. We hope you've enjoyed this tour as much as we have. Now, we'd love to hear from you. What's the most bizarre law you've ever come across? Drop us a comment below and let's keep this fun conversation going. And if you enjoyed our video and want to join us on more such quirky legal adventures, do remember to hit the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel for more entertaining content. Thanks for watching, folks. And remember, the law is indeed a funny, unpredictable thing. Until next time, stay curious, stay amused, and stay legal.